What's going on, everybody? This is Professor Crypto Banana. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how I see the crypto markets going for the next month, how that caused me to change my strategy a little bit, and a little bit of rapid fire alpha, so then you get a mixed bag in today's episode. But before we get started, I gotta let you know, hey, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Keep in mind, it's just for entertainment and educational purposes only. I'm not a crypto expert, so do your own research and keep in mind that crypto is risky. So let's get to it. So yes, I got a lot of technical analysis. Yes, my purple lines are a little bit crazy. Let me adjust my webcam just a little bit. There we go. Hey. So once we break out of here, which is maybe currently, I don't know, 52,000, even 53,000 could have a little bump. I could see that happening. However, I'm very concerned about the Bitcoin options that are expiring at the end of the year. I think that's a big chunk, and then people want to keep that down for max pain. So that's how I'm seeing it. And then in the new year, maybe price can pick up. So I got to be patient with this. I know a lot of people aren't really patient, but that's just how the name of the game is. So what projects and how am I adapting my strategies? Essentially, I'm looking at things that can either get me high yield or things that are considered more blue chip, right? So let's say Liquid Driver. I look at Liquid Driver and dude, that price has been beaten down. It's on the Phantom side. Phantom is my bae. Love Phantom a lot. But then it is a farming token, so that's one thing that goes against it. One thing to keep in mind. However, I'm looking, and with about like 200% APR, even though they give it in different tokens, that's kind of cool. And I'm looking at that price. I'm thinking, well, what if it just like Phantom really takes off with a centralized exchange and all those different items? And then all of a sudden it's $4. Well, no longer am I earning 200% APR. I am earning 400% APR. And sorry, my camera is just bothering the heck out of me. Give me just a second. Here we go. So now I'm earning 400% APR, which we all know about auto compounding, how that could be like incredible. So I'm taking a look at Liquid Driver saying, okay. Now, this is just my situation, and I don't advise anybody to do this, but I got on the hype train of the Node project. So I'm talking about Ring, Katana. Now I was looking at Thor and I passed that up, and now I'm kind of getting that FOMO, but I'm holding off. I'm hoping that passive income can now allow me to get into these projects. Now, your situation could be very different. Again, it's not financial advice, but that's just how I'm seeing it. So Liquid Driver, hey, maybe I can take some of that passive income, move it to Liquid Driver, get some even more passive income, and move on. Now, granted, I have to lock those coins up. Well, I don't have to, but it's for the best yield. That's what can happen. So for example, here's your 208% APR. It shows how it's distributed. So it's a mixture that totals up to be 208%. I believe you got to do it for the max of 2 years. And when you deposit it, it decays. So then I'm thinking that I'm going to take my Liquid Driver, just pump it right back in so that it keeps that same rate, high rate, and then also use the Wrap Phantom maybe for my gas fees, deposit the Boo for some APR, lock up my Spirit, and then just enjoy the spell however that comes. So that's just one strategy there. Spirit Swap. The amount of stuff that they're planning on doing and being very innovative is crazy. One thing I don't like is perhaps the amount of Spirit tokens that are getting emitted. I think that's why it's going down a lot. So Phantom took a hit, and then extra supply, then that is what's happening on the price charts. However, I'm thinking about just grabbing a bag, locking it up, and keep on auto compounding so that when that time does shift around, I'll be there. Now, this is a very long-term play, but you can even take a look at, let's see here, RektFoodFarmer. He does a good quick explanation how he sees this as similar to the Curve side and the bribes and the boosted farms. And I do know that Spirit Swap is attempting to just redo their whole UI, make it be a lot faster. So man, they're very innovative. Even Phantom Community Alerts, he's saying, he's putting in tokens and just keeps on adding and adding and adding. So maybe that's how I'll play it. Maybe I'll do some in Spirit. Maybe I'll lock up some tokens into in Spirit for 4 years max and just ride that out. But that's how I'm looking at it, because at those type of prices, it's kind of looking tasty. Now, technical analysis would probably say maybe hold a little bit. I don't know, not financial advice, but it's just something that's on my radar. And I'll leave all the links in the description. Tomb, I'm already positioned in the Tomb. However, there's a lot of things coming from that, especially with Harry 8 and what he's doing. You can get into the LP tokens and get some really good yield. I departed from my yield tokens, my LP tokens for the most part, and from my gaming cryptos. Gaming cryptos, the thing that I don't like about gaming cryptos is there's plenty of projects that are coming out. A lot of them, I'm just going to be honest, aren't that great. The play to earn, man, the tokenomics of it is rough. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And then also, I'm limited with my time and the amount of projects that I can follow. So I don't want to be playing. I don't want to be trying to keep up on everything. So I'm most familiar with DeFi, and I'm going to stick to it. Not to say that in the gaming crypto side, it's not going to be very profitable. Can't do a lot. I'm sure you can. But just from my focus and where I'm going, I'm just putting it all into what I know and getting off the yields. The cool part is if Bitcoin tanks and things are happening, I'm getting a little bit impatient. I don't worry because I say, hey, I think this is a great project. I'm just getting more tokens, and the tokens are stacking on the stacks, on the stacks, on the stacks, right? So that's how I'm seeing it. That's why I actually got out of my gaming cryptos. In the previous videos, I stated that it could be very difficult to find a good gaming project, so therefore get into the launch pads. So, and then also I talked about LP tokens in general, but they were moving a little bit slow, so I get into the higher yield ones. So, circling it back to Tomb, you can get, I don't know, 0.7% daily APR, which is insane APYs. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I don't know what the heck is going on with OHM Forks, especially Spartacus. I just don't know. Price is tanking a lot. I'm not really getting into it. I'm just hoping that it boosts out of there. But if you draw a trend line, you'd see that it's just going down and down and down. But hopefully it goes up. That's all I can say. I'm positioned into that. Disclaimer, a lot of these projects that I do talk about, I am invested in myself. I will take profits once I can get like initial investment or a certain amount. No, I'm not a whale, so then I'm not going to be like dumping and tanking on the markets that much. But hey, for just a disclaimer, talking about Tomb, Harry Ye, he's dropping down a lot of alpha here. Also keep in mind that Phantom is coming out with their Binance Cloud Centralized Exchange, so that could be something. Also, they're coming out with the Life OHM Fork, which could definitely be something, and how they're going to different blockchains. I'll leave link in the description so you can check it out for yourself. I like Opulous. Opulous is just more of the music NFTs where you can essentially own a portion of the song and all the revenue and do a lot more with it. I see that this project is a mover price-wise. Man, take a look at that. It's dumping, could even dump even more. However, I personally like it. I think that they're doing great in the space. Let's see here. I thought I had a link. Just give me a second right here. There we go. I'm going to boot you over here. So you can see that they did one with Lil Pump. They recently just got Tyga. So I'm not a fan of the rap artist side, but if there's different artists that come around that I really like, hey, I could maybe get into those. But overall, I think a lot of people like rap, and security NFTs has a big place in the market. Brand new. I don't think a lot of people are talking about it. So again, something that I really like. I talked about the node projects. Node, I mean, like you kind of get a node. There's a lot of drama, a lot of stuff happening with the Ring Financial on how there was a exploit, and then Katana came out recently, but then guess what? They were impacted by that as well, hence the major drop. But then they're trying to migrate over to a new contract and fix it. So, hey, could be one of those things where you benefit by buying it really low on the exploit right as soon as the exploit happens, and then it bounces back. Not sure. I got into this. I can't recommend necessarily saying that, hey, everything is Gucci, everything is fine. This is just what I'm doing, passive income, put it into what I want to put it into. So I'm hoping this pans out so that I can get my initial investment back and breathe a little easier, because I did have to shift some funds. I don't know if that's the smartest move or not. I guess we'll find out. But that is just from the Katana side. You can also see right here, I like using DEX tools. Make sure you get the right address. You can see the prices of a lot of the tokens that you can star. Moving forward, yeah. I like Ring, or I'm hoping that Ring does well. I can't really justify and say, hey, get in on this, because I think it benefits people to get in early as opposed to later. Could be a little bit more of a Ponzi scheme. I'm not sure how it could be. All I know is that get in earlier, the better. For the most part, again, do your own research, not financial advice. Very risky. Again, I got in this, so I'm going to talk about my game plan moving forward. I'm rambling, so I'm going to try to boot this a little bit further. Man, out of all the node projects that came out, who would have thought that Thor would have been the one that did the best thus far? It's on the Avalanche side, and what happened was, I think it was maybe around here-ish when the exploit happened, and at that point, I'm like, dude, I'm not dealing no more with this. I got a Katana on the Phantom side. I'm good. I'm Gucci. I don't want to deal with any more forks of the forks of the forks. I just don't know. And then, lo and behold, kaboom. Man, this one seemed to be doing, still giving out rewards, doing well in price. This is a good little exercise for me not to FOMO in, because I easily could have FOMO'd in as soon as this broke out. I did not. And then look at what happens. Comes back, retests. So just a little lesson in terms of technical analysis, how that can always help out. Moving forward, Wonderland. Time. Man, everybody loves time, but I'm telling you, the OHM Forks lately have been getting a beatdown like no other. Perhaps it's due to people taking on too much leverage and then getting liquidated. That's always a possibility. I just don't know. But it's very interesting at this price. Maybe it drops down more. Could be a good entering price, especially with the high APRs and Daniele projects. Man, a lot of people really feeling strongly, follow him, etc. So another thing is with Spell. I think Spell got listed on Coinbase and it boosted out of that trend, that descending trend line. Boom, came up, but now maybe it's coming back down because Bitcoin is taking it down with it. Still could be a good play. However, the emissions is something that I never really considered in the past videos. That's something to keep in mind, is how much revenue is a project getting, like meaning how much money are they making versus how many tokens are freshly coming out, getting emitted onto the market. So then it's more of that supply, demand, all that good stuff. So that was something I was not considering with Spell, and that's probably why a lot of the price was dipping down. They may be trying to fix that. So something to keep in mind. The market cap is really high, so then I'm always, whenever I look at a higher market cap, I think, well, how many multiples can I gain out of this? Is this a 2x, a 3x, a 5x? I think of this as more of a blue chip, potentially, especially going on the Phantom side or wherever it may be where there's lower gas fees now on the Ethereum. But hey, no knock against Ethereum if that's where you feel most comfortable, but that's just how I see it. ICE, again, man, talk about lower rank, so I like that. And it had its blow off top or high reaching about $61, and it's coming down all the way to $14.44. If they're generating revenue and their tokenomics are good, could be something to really look at. You know, the trend line, if I take a guess, maybe it busted out and it's retesting. So, you know, again, take a look at their revenue. They're doing more of the optimization of LP tokens out there on Uniswap version 3, apparently very complicated, so they're generating a lot of revenue. Cool. Another thing that I'm looking at is, hey, thanks to Mearsalt, so I've got my Discord channel and we talk about different things that are getting high yield, and see, I don't have my eyes on everything, so he's talking about EGLD, and I've heard Drake on Digital and other people talk about it as well, the high APYs. Now, it could be something to get into here, where MEX is Myanmar. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. It's more going to be the decentralized exchange. If you allow to do maximum lockups or do allow lockups, you get really insane APRs, APYs, all that good stuff. So if you're bullish on EGLD and what they're doing over there, that's something that I'm potentially looking at, where I say, hey, I don't know that much about it, but perhaps I just want to lock it in there for a certain amount of time, pull out my funds, and whatever I got as my rewards, just let that auto compound, because I don't know, maybe EGLD is the one that really takes off and everybody loves it. So I have to give some merit to it. Let's see here. And then in addition, Vino, Got Skills PH, he dropped down a video from Siam Kid, maybe pronouncing that wrong. He did it. I know he became popular for showing an OHM Fork video and explaining it. Well, here he talks about how to take advantage of OHM Forks when they go really high, and you just use trend lines. So you get in when the going is good, and then you just get out when you see it going down, and that's it. And he's talking about his methodology. Now, if somebody could back test that and confirm that for me, that would be great. But hey, kudos to Vino. Thanks for showing me this video. That caught my attention. As I mentioned, it seems like Spartacus and other OHM Forks just in general have been going in this downtrend. So that would have saved me. Knowing that would have helped me out a ton. And I think Wonderland and time really dictate maybe the pace of how OHM Forks are doing. Maybe OHM dictates how OHM Forks are doing. I'm not sure. But yeah, if I would have gone out like maybe, wherever time frame, and then just wait to get back in, that could have been more beneficial than just staking. But it is what it is. It do be like that sometimes. So moving forward, Gojo, he talked about Jewel and how you can farm and do a lot about that. So thank you for that. I know that Taiki, he's really big onto Jewel farming, and that's a little bit weird when it comes to unlocking and whatnot, but the APRs are really high. I know that they're coming over to the Avalanche side. It's more of a Jewel. In case you don't know, it's DeFi Kingdoms. So you can always get a hero and do certain things, and it's on the Harmony. So then you can have a lot of different chains bridge over to that side. And then they're also looking to extend DeFi Kingdoms over to, like, let's say Avalanche. And if you have staked Jewel, then you can get the crystal tokens that'll be happening. You can also do LP, which is just for, let's say, was it Jewel and Phantom, and get an insane APR of maybe 2% per day, but then a certain amount is locked. So I don't know, check it out. However, that's something that I'm also looking at, because I'm talking about high yield or certain blue chips that can have mega gains that I really like. So that's what I'm thinking about. RektFoodFarmer, he talks about, because he's more of a whale. So once I hit that whale status, I'm going to be looking at Curve and Convex and how to really get great rewards and just lock it up, get high APRs and not take major risks, but still get major gains. I have to give credit to Alpha Only, because he talked about, what is this, DeltaOne.xyz, how you can essentially give a stable coin and they use some sort of delta strategy, because a lot of things are so volatile, how they can capitalize and maybe get 1% APR per day on stable coins. Now, is this truly going to be legit? Is this sustainable? Is it going to be that high of a rate? I don't know. I think right now it's currently in the beta stage. However, on their Discord, they hinted that it's coming out close, so something to keep in mind. I also like Proxy, believe it or not. I don't have that loaded up here, but it's an OHM Fork, so OHM Forks have been, man, it's been going down a little bit since I said it. I'll bring it up real quick. I mean, it's a low market cap, but they're looking to do, I guess, bring over Bitcoin and allow you to, they're trying to do an OHM Fork of that and then have it be insured. So then when institutions want to bring over their Bitcoin and borrow against those funds and play around with it, they can actually do that. And then they get insured because it's on the Matic side of things. I have to do more research, don't quote me on that. So if you know of Badger, DAO, Ren, etc., well, this I think gives the insurance aspect and gives a little bit better options there. You can always take a look here, see that's on the Polygon side. It's really nice. However, make sure that you get good rates, because sometimes there's a discrepancy in the price on, let's say, Polygon versus Ethereum, and you can get wrecked where you're not getting the best price. So that's that. And then linking this up to Keeper. Keeper is more of the, if I had to be a bigger whale, and I wanted to capitalize on the fact that the Forex, foreign exchange market, is really big. Hey, I'd probably get some tokens locked that up. That's something I saw with Andrew Cronier and Daniele projects working together. That seems kind of bullish. And I know that RektFoodFarmer, he's big onto that. But hey, I'm not a whale. But yeah, that price, you just see it going down, down, down. I don't know when to catch. I don't know if you want to catch the knife, maybe use some trend lines to see when's a good entry point. But back on me. Overall, Bitcoin doing Bitcoin things, going a little sideways. Fear is high. People are probably going to get a little bit bored. Maybe it goes up a little bit, and then people like that, and then they go all in and get leverage, and then they get wrecked again because people are going to drop the price. End of the month and at the end of the year, maybe a lot of options are expiring, and people want to make as much profits, suppress the price as much as possible. People that are a little bit impatient are going to be looking for the high yield and the how to say it, the degen plays, and then they get wrecked on that, and then they can lose a lot of money there as well. But then finally the new year comes around, and I think, hey, things can start to recover. That's why right now I'm preparing for things where I can lock up my tokens for a long time, because it may be a drunken walk upwards in terms of price and everything that's happening. I could get high yields, so then I can just chill and be all right. I'm getting away from the gaming cryptos because I don't know that much about it. The play to earn is kind of like, that, and I think a lot of the best gaming cryptos that are coming out there aren't even out there yet. You don't even know about it. So that's why I'm staying away. I'm going with what I know, getting a lot of yield, and I'm very excited about it. And hopefully things pan out, but that's just my strategy. So let me know what your guys' strategies are, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.